Okay, people, it's time to talk Doctor Who. When we last left the Doctor and her companion, she had beamed them accidentally into space, which is not a good thing, as we know from what Capaldi's Doctor taught us. Fortunately for the Doctor, Ryan, Yaz, and Graham, they are picked up by Epso and Angstram, who are in the middle of competing in the last rally of 5 galaxies. Think of it sort of like a Hunger Games sort of type race, which at the end result, many people start at the beginning and they obviously die off or get killed or whatever, but at the end result being that you end up with this wonderful prize and be able to live in comfort for the rest of your life. And this seems to be a very, very important thing because where they're from, times are desperate. This is the first time Yaz, Graham, and Ryan find themselves on an alien planet, and they are absolutely enthused by the very idea, even if Graham and Ryan almost get hit by a spaceship. Just gotta say, my entire family laughed that Ryan was the first person to take off running. Black people are not going to stay around and be crushed. Anyway, the Doctor finds herself in this race, and she's immediately confident that she can find her TARDIS and that she can save her companions and get them home just based on the strength of her intellect. This is a signal that the Doctor is back. It means the regeneration is done, and who the Doctor is who the Doctor is at this point. Um, I kind of really like it. She's so high energy and so bubbly. She really is a joy to watch. Though I do kind of wish that she would slow down when she talks a little bit because she's just moving so very, very quickly. And paired with the quick speech, this is a running episode. We really didn't see the Doctor do a lot of running under Capaldi, and that probably has to do with the fact that Capaldi was the oldest Doctor, right? But we did see the Doctor do a lot of running when he was 10 and 11. So this is a return to that. The Doctor spends a good deal of this episode running with the companions coming along. There's a lot of high movement. The Doctor finds herself on this planet which she calls cruel. The water has flesh-eating bacteria. The the terrain is sandy and inhospitable. There are no living creatures. Everything is just extremely desolate. And of course the Doctor notices this and wants to know why. Now, Epso and Angstram are not interested as to why this planet is desolate. They just want the end prize. But the Doctor can't leave this question unanswered. And of course, it's a question that Chibnall answers. It's because of the Tim Shaw. And if that name is familiar to you, it's because you remember it from episode 1. The Tim Shaw was the alien who invaded Earth with the teeth in his face last week. Now, Chibnall originally started by saying that there were going to be no overarching um, themes in this season of Doctor Who. So nothing along the line of Bad Wolf or The Silence, for instance. But if that's the case, why did we see the Tim Shaw 2 weeks in the row? Well, see 1 week, hear another. Leads me to believe that maybe Chibnall is pulling a fast one and we haven't seen the last of the Tim Shaw. I think that they're going to be an interesting species, a new um, someone else for the Doctor to do battle with. Um, we haven't really seen someone new and exciting and big like that in a little while, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing where this really goes. In terms of the companions, while they Graham and Ryan seem to have good chemistry together, Yaz is sort of left off to the side. It's almost like they forgot to write for her. She didn't really say much this episode. She was clearly the third wheel, and only became relevant when it came to the end of the episode when they found themselves still stuck on the planet with Epso and Amstrang gone and the Doctor giving up hope of getting them out of there. It was Yaz who was, "Don't give up hope, you can do this, we're going to get out of here." that was Yaz's role this episode, which is really rather disappointing. And I'm really hoping that in episode number 3, they give Yaz more to say and do. At least part of the problem is that there isn't much connecting Yaz, Graham, and Ryan. I mean, Graham and Ryan have the death of a loved one between them, and both are mourning very differently. Ryan, in particular, is unwilling to lean on Graham whatsoever or call him granddad, which irks Graham to no end. So I think we're going to see tension with these two throughout the season. Pretty much as what I predicted in episode 1. But there's nothing that draws Yaz to Ryan or Yaz to Graham. Yaz's only real connection is to Ryan, and it's tenuous at best. They were at school together years ago. So it doesn't exactly lend to any kind of in-depth conversation whatsoever. I'm hoping that is going to change going forward. As for the doctor, as I said earlier, she's been cemented as who she is, and she could not be more clearly the doctor than when she's telling Ryan to put down the gun, that she doesn't believe in guns and doesn't want to do anything with guns, and that she outwits people and figures her way out of situations. She doesn't depend on a gun. Of course, Ryan doesn't want to listen. He feels that he is made to take on these space stormtroopers, which are clearly a Star Wars ripoff. But hey, who doesn't like that? And, he goes and does his Call of Duty yell, only to find out, of course, it backfires because these space troopers don't lay down, and the doctor is forced to think her way out of the situation in the way that only the doctor can. So, at the end of the episode, we finally got the big reveal. Now, in episode 1, we got to see the doctor's new outfit, and we got to see the doctor make a sonic screwdriver. The third element of what makes the doctor is clearly the TARDIS. So everyone was dying to know what the inside of the TARDIS would look like, and Chibnall kept that under tight wraps. There were no sneak peeks, no nothing. Just sarcasm about the TARDIS being sort of pink because, female doctor. Thankfully, that isn't what happened. It's sort of turquoise right now, and bronze on the inside. It's very reminiscent of David Tennant's TARDIS. But I have to say, I don't like it. I don't like that the entranceway is so far in. Um, yeah, it feels alien and it feels like a mix of old tech and new tech, but something doesn't sit right. The circly things just, you know, they just don't feel right to me. I'm not comfortable with that TARDIS whatsoever. To me, it was like the biggest disappointment of this new regeneration, and unfortunately, we're stuck with it. Uh, but at least the TARDIS gives out cookies, which is kind of cool, right? So this time the doctor isn't eating fish fingers and custard; she's eating cookies. Also in the area of reveal, we got to hear the new theme for the doctor, which is very, very cool. It definitely is a throwback to old Who, and I kind of really like it. It's trippy. It just screams, eat some mushrooms and watch me over and over and love the colors. Like somebody was high when they came up with that. And I, for one, am totally, totally here for it. Um, the episode itself wasn't bad. Like I said, a lot of running here and there. Um, it was suitably creepy. We had attacking bandages. There was one other question that was left over, which is the timeless child. That um, combined with this new alien, the Tim Shaw, leads me to believe that there is some mystery that is going to be uncovered this season. We're just now starting to see the edges of it, and I'm excited, Chibnall. You have me. Better hold on.